Hello everyone, welcome to Urban Pro Live webinar. Your host today is Preeti from Urban Pro team. Before we proceed further, we would like to inform all our attendees and YouTube viewers that Urban Pro is India's largest and most trusted learning network with over 6.5 lakh verified tutors, trainers, and institutes. Through Urban Pro, you can easily find highly skilled, trusted personal tutors and trainers for your learning requirements. Okay, coming back to today's session, we are presenting an interactive live webinar to help you know the skills acquired by personality development training. But before we kickstart the presentation by our speaker, I would like to address our attendees and YouTube viewers that in case you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box, which is right in front of you on your Zoom control panel. I hope you all found it. Moving on, for those YouTube viewers, you can drop your questions on the chat box. Don't worry about your questions. We will be bringing them up after the presentations, as we will have time for questions at the end. All right, without further ado, let's welcome our speaker, Mr. Leroy. He is a highly skilled personality development and spoken English trainer. Completing a course from Canadian Institute of English, he has been teaching students for more than 30 years. Born in Germany, Leroy has always been passionate about public speaking. His personalized training course helps the learners to combat their specific problems. Leroy is also an ebook writer, and his book is yet to be published on Amazon. A very warm welcome to Urban Pro Live webinar, Mr. Leroy. We are thrilled to have you here. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for that introduction. I'm humbled by that introduction, and a warm welcome to all those who are attending this live webinar and also on YouTube. I really appreciate and would like to commend you for the time taken to be here with all of us on this live webinar. And I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value from this webinar. So let's begin the session right away. I'll just share the screen and then we can start. Okay, I hope my screen is now seen to all. Yes. Okay, is it seen? Let me confirm.
Yes, yes.
Yes, good. Okay, fine. Okay, let's dive straight into the presentation. Today we have an information-packed presentation, and this is what is going to be covered during this presentation. We are going to learn 3 simple and powerful secrets to rewire your mind from failure to success. I'm sure all of us have experienced failure. What do we do after failure? This is all the training that you're going to get. Then we are going to concentrate more on technical development, more skills, more concepts, more tools, steps, techniques, all will be presented during the presentation. And also personal development. We are going to see how to overcome the resistance if we want to rewire our mindset, and also how to overcome the limiting beliefs that we may be having in our mind that is preventing us from reaching a point of failure to the point of success. Okay, this is a question I'm going to actually ask all those who are in attendance today. It's a poll-based question. Do you think personality development training is important? Yes or no? So can you just see the poll on the screen and just submit your answer. Okay, 100% results think that the personality development training is important. Absolutely right. Very good. So we are on the same page. I and you, we are on the same page, and that gives me permission to go ahead with the presentation. Okay, how many here have already done some form of personality development? So you can either write in your chat or in the comments in the YouTube. How many here have already done some form of personality development training? So I'll give you some time for that. You have done, just say yes. And if you have not done, no. Okay. This is another slide that will, actually help me also to understand what type of audience is here.
So Leroy, we have many answers here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 no's and 2, 3 yes, and one is telling Sanjali Sankhe. She said done in college 20 years back.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for that feedback. Okay, so why am I here? Why are you here at this training? So I'm coming out with 4 reasons. The first reason is I'm here to learn more about the training. I know something about personality development, but I still am not, clear whether I should go in or not go in. I'm not decisive. The third point is I've started some development training, but I'm not getting the results. And the fourth reason is I've done personality development training, but here I'm here to get more tips. Now, which is the number that accurately represents you? If it is number 1, just type number 1. If it's number 2, number 3, number 4, just put in that number. And that will also give us a lot of analysis about this audience. Okay, so we have got the results. 62% are here to learn more about the training, and I commend you for that. That's a good start. 19% are decisive, yes, no, very good. So that confusion will be clear after this webinar. And okay, there are 5% who have started the training but are not getting the results. Okay, why are you not getting the results? That is a cause of concern. And I have done some personality. Okay, there are 14% people who have done personality training but are here to get more tips. Very good. The cup never gets full. Superb and well done. Thank you for this poll. Okay, we go now to the yes. Thanks.
Yeah, Leroy, we have from our YouTube viewers. Also, we have 2 people who have opted for 1 and 1 viewer who has opted for 2. The second option.
Okay, great. Thanks for that feedback. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Okay, what are the skills basically you will acquire by doing personality development training? See, I've just mentioned 7 skills here on this infographic. Maybe we start with professional skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, and it keeps on adding. So do you think the skills are very important in today's competitive job market, or do you think it is really important for us to have these skills even in our personal lives? Interpersonal skills, for example, the ability to deal with different types of personalities, their problems, their perception. Do you think that these skills play a very important role in our success? What about communication skills? Is it important for us to communicate in such a way that we get our message out to the world? Or what about professional skills or team working skills? Are we an island, or can we harness the power of a group, a team? Goal setting, we are going to discuss more about it in the session. And time management skills. Do we think that these skills are really important for us, or it's not important? You know, a basic education in the school or college is enough, will get us a job. Do you think so in today's world? So I'll leave that question to you as we go into the next slide. See, today what we are going to actually discuss is the cream of the discussion. We are going to learn 3 secrets to rewire your mind from failure to success. And now this is based on my experience, how we can rewire our mind from failure to success, because failure is a starting point and everybody has been there, even me. So how to reach from point A to point B is very important. So based on my experience, I've just come out with 3, and also because of the limitation of the time factor that we have, I've just come up with 3 important points. The first point is rich habits installation. That's the first. Goal setting is second, and asking yourself the question, what's next? So we'll go into detail of this 3 secrets in a short time from now. So what is my goal? What is my objective in presenting and doing this webinar? It's to teach you the best information I have accumulated over my years of experience. 30 years of experience I'm going to share with you. It has taken me a lot of time, effort, energy, and sweat to accumulate this experience. And I'm here to share that with you so that you can make the best decisions now and in the future. That is my objective. So let's start with some myths. Myths of personality development. Okay. The first myth that we're going to discuss today is that personality development is simply positive thinking. So in personality development, basically you learn to think positively. Even if the situation is negative, that's a myth that is taught or understood or perceived by people, that it's simply positive thinking. Like now we have this pandemic, people are still positive. But is that actually the truth? Or is that just one side of the truth? See, when we actually want to see the complete picture, we have to actually see the 3 sides of the coin. Now, many people are familiar with the 2 sides of the coin, maybe the negative side and the positive side. But there's a 3rd side of the coin. That's the realistic side of the coin. Okay, so what is the negative side? What is the positive side? And what is the realistic side of this situation? Like, I don't want to go much into detail, but there are negatives, there are positives, and there is a realistic way of looking things. There's the best case scenario, there's the middle case scenario, and then there's a worst case scenario. So when you get a complete picture of this scenario, then you can see things in a proper way. But if you can only see positive things, even in this situation that we are currently in, then there is a problem. You'll not get to see the right complete picture, and then you will not be able to make proper decisions that are, very crucial to your career and to your life. So personality development is not simply positive thinking. Let me put that to rest. Personality development is seeing the positive side, you see the negative side, and also see the realistic side. So it's a 360-degree view of matters. And that is the myth that I want to destroy in this webinar. Okay, we go to the second myth now. The biggest myth is that personality development is a lot of work and takes too much time. This is also a myth because it is not true. It depends on how much time would you like to spend on personality development. If you would like to spend every day half an hour, that's your take, that's your call. If you would like to spend maybe 3 hours, 2 hours, that's again depends on your circumstances. Maybe you're working part-time. If you're working part-time, then you have a lot of time at your hand. So maybe you can put in more time to develop yourself personally. And it takes too much work. I just want to ask all of you, what is easy in today's world? Even to come out from our mother's womb was not easy. And then there is nothing that is easy in this world. Everything takes effort. Well, there are some easy things that you do, but what happens basically is those easy things become hard later. Say, for example, a person is lazy, doesn't do any work, easy thing, but later we find it becomes very hard for that person. But if you do the hard thing first, then it becomes easy. If you maybe study good, acquire personality development in your skills set, and put in the hard work, then things become easier later. So it all depends on perception. It's how you see things. What is easy might look difficult, and what is difficult might look easy. But there is work involved. You have to sow the seed. You have to dig the ground. You need to water that seed, and you get the fruits maybe 7-8 years. Like a mango tree, you will get after 7-8 years. You will get the fruit. You won't get it immediately, but you will get the fruits. But it will take a lot of hard work, and hard work is a fact of life. Well, you can combine hard work with smart work, but there's no substitute to hard work. We have to put in the hard work and also the smart work. So I hope this point is very clear that we cannot expect anything easy in this life. There's no shortcut. Always take the long cut. And the long cut is to go for personality development training and acquire the skills and apply the skills in our life. The third myth of personality development is that it is only for people who have messed up their lives who need to make a lot of changes. Why have these people messed up their lives in the first place? Had they, invested their time in personality development, do you think they would be in this state? This is the result. What is the cause? The cause is they neglected personality development and now they are in a mess. So if we are not currently in the mess, do we think that if we do not do personality development, we will never be in a mess in the future? That's not true. In fact, a person who does personality development is in a much better position to avoid the messes that will come up in the life in the future. So this is the third myth of personality development. I don't want to stress much on this because it is not true. Everybody requires personality development, and the younger, the better. Okay, now we have people even bringing their small children to learn personality development, and that's a very good thing. That's a very positive thing. Good. Let's go to the next slide. I hope this is clear. Now let's go to the main part, the icing of the cake, that we will call it. 3 secrets of rewiring your mind from failure to success. Okay, so let's talk about the first habit or first strategy or first secret to rewire your mind from failure to success. The first thing is we need to install new habits that will delete old habits in our life. See, all of us are the sum total of our habits. Now, if you are 20 years, 15 years old, 40 years old, it's the result of our habits. And our habits determine whether we will end up being a failure or move from being a failure to a successful person. So the question is, how can we install these new habits in our life? So that is what we are going to see in this secret. Then there is goal setting, how to achieve our goals. And the third secret is ask yourself the question, what's next? So let's go into the detail. Installing new habits. How do we install new habits when we are already the result of 20 or 30 years of old habits? So this is a very crucial point for us to understand. Let's go to the first point. It says start with an incredibly small habit. Make it so easy you can't say no. Say, for example, if your habit is to eat junk food, okay, junk food, processed food, then you can say unhealthy food, outside food. So the question is now, what will you do? How can you change that habit? You cannot at one stage start eating all healthy food. It won't happen. Maybe it may happen for one day, and then later you will go back into your old habit. Why? Because for the last 30 years you have been eating junk food. So your body has been programmed to eat junk food. So you can't rewire it in a day. So what is the technique? The technique is make it so easy you can't say no. Say, for example, you're eating 90% junk food, unhealthy food, or even processed or outside food. What can you do? Maybe start with one healthy food that you can eat. Say, for example, if you like the mango fruit, probably start eating mangoes. So maybe that is just a percentage, a small percentage of healthy food. But this is what is encouraged. Make it so easy. This is what you like. Maybe you like eating mangoes. Start eating mangoes. Okay, that's a huge improvement in your diet. Or for example, if you are living a very lazy life, you do not like to do exercise. So what can you do? Very difficult to get up early morning, go out, and now we have all the reasons to stay home because of the lockdowns and the virus that is there. So what is the easy route? The easy route is maybe not do anything, and we have an excuse for that. But now say if we want to build our health, what can we do? The easiest thing, at home, start walking. Say, for example, you are you're phoning your friend. So instead of sitting and talking to him, just keep walking in the living room or from the living room to the bedroom. And that's how, you start building your health. One step, easy step. Anybody can walk and walk the talk on the phone. Okay. So this is the technique. Increase your habit in very small ways. If you do not like to drink water, just start with one glass of water or half glass of water or even quarter glass of water. There was a person who told me, I don't like to drink water. Okay, what is the easy thing? What do you like? I said, do you like coconut water? Oh yeah, I like coconut water. Start with coconut water or start with fruit juices. But take a very small step and increase your habit. Okay, maybe it's one glass, then maybe 1.5, then 1/3/4. Over a period of time, keep increasing that so that you get the full quantity of liquid required in your body. That is about 3 to 4 liters in a day. This is what this is all about. Then it says, as you build up, break habits into chunks. Say, for example, you always wanted to read books. You start reading the book never gets completed. What can you do? Say, break it into chunks. Say, for example, there are 365 pages in the book. Divide that in the number of days in a year, 365 days. So one page, one day. And by doing that, what you can do is you can make an action plan. And I always recommend doing it on Google. So you'll get the notifications. I have to read at so and so time. And then you will start reading. So read maybe one page per day, and then keep it consistent. Maybe the second page, the next day, the third page. Over a period of time, what will happen is you will be able to build on that habit. So you read maybe one page today, tomorrow if it's interesting you may read 3 pages. So that's improving or increasing your habit or strengthening your habit. And maybe it will not take 365 days to read a book, it may finish in 1 month if you're consistent. But sometimes what happens, the coming to the fourth point, there may be a gap, and again you find there may be some reason why you could not read. Then what do? Again restart the process, again maybe read one paragraph in a day, then maybe one page the next day, and that's how you keep on building the habits. Because what happens is you have to now rewire your mind. Your mind has already been programmed not to read books, so slowly you have to come out of that mindset and create a habit. And a habit is a very long process. Some experts say 30 days are enough to make a habit, and some say 256. So it depends on what type of person you are. So if you can create a new habit in 30 days, fine, but the goal is to keep it consistent. You break one day, then you break the momentum, and then you have to restart all over again another 30 days. Say you were doing this consistently for 29 days, then again you broke it, then again you have to start from day one, again 30 days. 30 days is not so vouched by many experts, but after 66 days or even 256 days, that's the time when the habit becomes automatic. There's something called neuroplasticity. I don't want to get into technical terms, but this is the thing. It becomes like brushing your teeth. You are doing it automatic. No effort is required on your part, and that is what you happen. Sometimes you will break your habits, but you need to get back on track. See, if we are driving or we are traveling in a train, if it comes out of the track, what happens? It comes back in the track again. So we need to do that in our life also. And be patient with yourselves. You won't get 100% results immediately, so you need to be patient with yourself. What you can accomplish in 10 years is much more than what you can accomplish in 1 year. So have a longer view of matters. Try to focus on one step at a time, not on 10 years. Start from day one. What can you do today? And that's how you build new habits in your life. Once you install new habits, you install one habit, then go to the second habit, then go to the third habit, fourth habit, 5 habits, 5 strong habits. And to do that, if you take personality training and if you are coached, then it becomes easier, because then the coach can give you action steps each day. He becomes an accountability partner also for you. So he will question you, have you done it? So you're more inclined to do it if you have a coach to help you than doing it on your own. Good. So is that clear? So before we go to the second secret, if it is clear, just type in the chat box clear, and I think Deepti can just tell me if she gets clear. Then we go to goal setting.
Sure, Leroy. Yes, we got.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Okay, great. Very good.
Just one, Mr. Ashok Kamble. He is telling more examples, please, for new habits.
Okay, so can you ask that question during the question and answer? Then we can take it up.
Sure.
Yes, great. Thanks, Deepti. So now we go to the next secret, that is goal setting. Okay, this is another secret, and I'll tell you why it is a secret. Okay, see, I'll just give you an illustration. If there is a ship, okay, it has a crew and it has a destination. 99% it will reach its destination, unless like Titanic, something happens in the middle. But 99% it's going to reach its destination, because the crew, the captain, everybody knows where the ship is going. But then if you have another ship and you have no crew inside, nobody is there, but you allow the ship to sail, the ship will go somewhere, but it will not go to its destination. It will go somewhere. And that is what is happening to people in their life. Some people know where they are going to go. Some people do not know. In fact, they are not aware where they are. They're frozen. They don't know which side also to go. They don't know what is their end goal in mind. So that's why it's very important uh, to set yourself a definite goal. When you say a definite goal, you know, you need to be very specific. Say, for example, you want to lose weight. You won't say, I want to lose weight. You have to be very specific. I want to lose, say, 5 kilos of weight. And then you need to tell the time in maybe 3 months, 5 kilos in 3 months. That means for each month, you have to lose about 1.5 kilo, 2 kilos, 1.5, 2 kilos you have to lose. So it should be so clear. So lose weight in 5 months by going, by becoming a vegetarian, say, for example. Okay, so it's very clear. So you know you can't eat non-veg, you can't eat junk food, you can't eat outside food. It's very clear. You have to eat fruits, vegetables. That's a very definite goal. So the goal should be very clear. Where you're going, you should know. But if you just have, I want to lose weight, so the brain cannot, you know, understand what you want to lose, how much you want to lose. So it has to be very clear. That's why we need to rewire our mind. And the goal setting helps us to rewire our mind, and it helps us to go to our destination. The second point is quit running yourself down. Sometimes, you know, we are our biggest enemies. It's not the outside world. Many times we are the people who will, you know, condemn ourselves. Oh, I'm not good. I don't have this. Others, look at other people. They are so talented. And if we want to set goals, then we should stop doing that to ourselves. Okay, that is the second point. And the third point is stop all the reasons why you cannot be successful and instead think of all the reasons you can. So now this is very important. See, I'm not getting the name of the person, but he said, you know, he said a very famous thing. If you think you can, it is right. If you think you cannot, it is also right. Okay. So if you think you cannot do anything in life, that will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you think you can, then that also will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you need to choose your reasons, your thinking. What thoughts am I putting in my mind? So it's better than saying, I cannot do this, I cannot speak well, I cannot, you know, get a good job. You have to change that question into how can I speak well, or how can I get a good job, you know. So that will rewire your mind from failure to success. Okay. The fourth point is trace your attitudes back through your childhood and try to discover when you first got the idea you couldn't be successful. Just go back in your childhood and just try to find out who is that person who planted in your mind that you are a failure. Can be your parents, can be your neighbors, can be your schoolmates, can be also your teachers. So you just have to find out who are these people who have planted in your mind, and as a result you have become programmed for failure. You have to trace that. That's very important. How did you get that idea in your mind that you are not successful, you're a failure? Somebody has done that work, somebody has done the planting, and others have repeated that. They have put water on that seed, you know, by always telling you you're like this, you're like that, you're like this, you're like that, and you're useless, etc. So when people say you're useless, they're programming you so that you really become useless in your life. Maybe they may be very good people, they may be your family members, but they don't understand what they are doing. You're the sufferer. Okay, so you have to find out that is very important. The fifth step is to write a description of the person you'd like to be and change your image into a successful person. Suppose you want to become a good speaker, or you want to become, say, have a very good body, you know, have a good body, or you want to become, you want to have a great job, you want to become a businessman. Just write a description about yourself in the present tense. I am so and so. I work so and so. So just, you know, make a description and try to change your image. Instead of saying all the time, I'm a failure, I cannot do, say, I can do it. I will do it, and make a description of what you will do exactly. So break that down into very clear goals. So I'm going to do my 12th standard. I'm going to do my 12th standard in which stream? Or I'm going to do my personality development. What are the areas that I'm going to focus? So that is also very important. Okay, so write a description of yourself and hang it on your wall, your bedroom, so that you can see it. Maybe click a photograph of yourself in that and put it on the wall, so that at least you can see, this is the person I want to be. This is not the person I am now, but this is the person I want to be. And that will rewire your mind from failure to success. And the sixth point is act like you are the successful person in your life. See, today success is overrated. Only people who have a big balance are considered successful, but it's not true. If you wanted to do something in your life, even how small it is, maybe you wanted to become a fashion designer, or maybe you wanted to become a chef, or maybe you wanted to become a teacher, and you have become. So you're a successful person. So you have to rewire your mind. It doesn't mean you need to have a big bang balance to be successful. Who has taught you all these things? This is the world, tries to condition people like this, but that's not true. We have to change the definition of success. You can be whatever you want. There's freedom today. Even our parents are so supportive. They're gone are the days when they say the children have to become doctors, engineers. No, you can choose your own career. So let's rewire. These are the steps we need to take to rewire our mind from failure to success. Okay, so these are the 6 points. I hope you're taking screenshots and going to implement this in your life. So is goal setting clear to you? If it is clear, then say goals. Write goals in the chat if it is clear to you. Big goals. Just write big goals in the chat or in the comments.
Yeah, so we have a lot of responses, big goals.
Okay, what comments are coming, Deepti? Deepti, goals are coming? Are they writing goals?
Yes, big goals.
Okay.
Big goals.
Very good, very good. So good, you all are with me, I'm with you. We go to the next secret. Okay, the next secret is asking yourself the question, what's next? Now, see, failure is part of life. It's not going to be that, you will always be successful. You ask the successful people, nobody talks about their past, how they became successful. You see, you have to learn their history. If you read their autobiographies, you'll come to know what a failure they were actually. But that's a stage. You have to come from that stage to the next stage. So another important question that you need to ask yourself after each and every failure is, what's next? Okay, I'll tell you why you need to ask this question. Okay, when you ask yourself this question, see what happens, what's next? Say, for example, you failed your examination. Ask yourself, what's next? Okay, I'll reappear. So you get the answer, I'll reappear for the examination. Or you will get the answer, no, I'll quit school, I will start my own business. Or I will take up a job. Something will come in your mind. What's next when you ask? But if you, after failing, sit down and cry and, go into self-pity, that's it. You're frozen, Nobody can help you. And the brain also will tell you, you're like this, you're like that. All these negative thoughts will fill your mind. So always, whenever you have a failure, ask yourself, what's next? What's the next thing I will do? Forget the past. Take the experience of that, go forward. Okay, when you ask this question, what's next? It makes changes in your current routine. Say, for example, earlier you failed the exam. You were studying a lot. Now probably you can take up maybe some online courses, or you can join Urban Pro and build up your skills. So your current routine changes. You got it? Then it forces you to make the next move. When you ask yourself this question, what's next? You cannot sit there doing nothing. What's next? You will get the answer. Somebody will tell, or the answer will come out in your mind. Oh, this is what I can do. I always wanted to do that. Plan B. What is plan B? See, plan A may not succeed. What is plan B? So you need to always have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Always. If even D doesn't, plan E, go to plan E. So that's the question, what's next? Okay. And this is something called stepping stone concept. When you ask this question, what's next? You know, a stepping stone is, I don't know if you know that sometimes you have to cross the river and there are stones. Or maybe you have to cross a lake or a pond and there are stones. And the water is everywhere and then there are stones. You have to walk over the stones and then you reach your destination. So stepping stone concept is, initially the stones are big, and as you go deeper into the water, the stones get very smaller. Okay, and as you keep walking, the stone behind you vanishes. So you cannot go backward. You have to always go forward. Okay, this is the stepping stone concept. So if you remain there, then it's like, you know, people in their comfort zone. They remain at their job for 30 years and all. They're at the same place. That is like, you know, frozen concept. Stepping stone concept is you just keep on moving. You keep on going out of your comfort zone. So when you ask this question, what's next? It forces you to go further. Otherwise, you will remain there. So these are the three secrets I have shared with you. One will, let's go into recap. One is building rich habits. The second is goal setting, and third, asking the question, what's next? So if these three concepts are clear, just type in the chat box, three secrets clear. Three secrets clear. Just type in the chat box and take the screenshot of this slide.
So we have a lot of responses here. Three secrets clear, three secrets clear. Last one is clear. Three concepts clear. Yeah.
Good, very good, Dipti. So we go to the next slide, and this is the question you need to ask yourself now. What was the most useful thing you learned today in today's webinar? Just type in the chat box or in the comment section on the YouTube channel of Urban Pro. What was the most useful thing you learned today? And then after that, we will transition to the question and answer session, and Dipti will take over.
So we have few answers here. Kaushal has saying to achieve goals. This is what. Stepping stone, Manoj. Alison, he's saying goal and what next. Change small thing for big goals, Ashok Kamble. Okay, I will go with it also. Always think positive, Baswaraj MK. Stepping stone, lot of response. I mean, everyone is putting their adopting stepping stone. Uma Shankar Tiwari, stepping home. Baljinder Singh, how to change our habits. Okay, this question will take later. From YouTube, we have Vrunda, no self-pity, keep moving. So, install a new habit and be positive, from Preetham Kumar. Just come out from your comfort zone and take action. These are the views from our audience.
Wow. Great. So now we go to the question and answer sessions. Dipti ma'am, can you just take over, please?
Sure. Thank you so much to Mr. Leroy for an informative presentation. I am sure I am definitely true. I mean, I have got a lot of insights from this session. So let's move on to the next stage of this webinar. It's Q&A time. So to all the attendees, if you have any questions, just post your question on the Q&A box.
Okay, yes, good. Deepti, I think your voice is not clear. That's what some of the chat is saying. Chat
Okay,
message.
is it better now?
Ah, yeah, it's better. Your
Okay,
voice,
okay.
even I'm finding difficult to hear. Okay.
Sure. So I'm sorry for that.
No,
So
it's okay.
let's start with the Q&A session. You can post up your questions in the Q&A box. We'll take up the session. I hope the voice is better now.
Yes, it's much better.
Sure. So, Leroy, we had this question before, in between the session.
Yes, what was the question?
If more examples you can share for new habits.
Okay, new habits. Okay, so ask that person what examples he wants. I'll share those examples.
Ashok Kamble, if you can please answer this on the chat.
What are the examples you want? Which area?
Till then, we will address a new question.
Yes.
From Charishma. How to change negative thinking? How to make always positivity?
Okay. See, what's her name? You said Deepti?
Charishma.
Charishma. Okay. Thank you very much for asking this question. What's your question? Is how to change negative thinking into positive thinking? Right? Is that what you're asking? Deepti?
Yes.
Okay.
How to change negative thinking?
So now see what it depends on what negative thinking actually you are referring to. See, I told you in the seminar that we have to have negative thinking, we need to have positive thinking, and also we need to have realistic thinking. So can you give me more details? What type of negative thinking that you need to change? Then I'll be able to answer. Otherwise, I don't want to give you surface answers here because I want you to be informed, when you make decisions. Otherwise, you will have to come to my demo session and then I can probably ask you these questions and then I can answer you. Dipti, is that okay?
Sure, Leroy.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next question. How to avoid negative comments when the negative programming is being done by one of your family members?
Oh, my goodness. You can't, you have to actually put cotton in your ears or you have to put headphones like me and you have to just ignore it. But very difficult. It's very difficult. So the question is, what will you do? The negativity, it's like viruses coming in our body. We cannot stop the viruses coming in our body, but what we can do, we can build our immune system. So that is what I recommend. Build your immune system of the mind. And how do you do that? By acquiring personality development training. Go in for personality development training, and then afterwards you will get a mindset that will be like an immune system. So whoever says anything, you learn to just dismiss it and move on. So that is what I would recommend. So is that answer clear, or do you have another question?
So we have one more question from our YouTube viewer.
Yes.
So once negative thoughts start, there's a chain of thoughts which does not stop. So how to manage that?
So the thing is basically is that's a choice basically. What it's like, junk food and healthy food. You can choose eating junk food, you can choose eating healthy food. So if you choose to dwell on negative thoughts, your mind will go into negativity. It depends on what you feed. So there are two wolves. There is wolf and a sheep. So the more you feed the wolf becomes bigger. The more you feed the sheep becomes bigger. So it depends on what you feed. So if you're thinking on negative thoughts, then the wolf will become bigger in your life. If you're thinking of positive thoughts, you have the choice to make those thoughts, then the sheep will become bigger in your life. So it's all up to you. You are in control of your thoughts. Am I clear?
Hope your question is answered, Brunda.
Yeah. If it is answered, just mention answered. If it's not answered, you can re-question, or you can ask the question again, counter question.
Sure. Leroy, we have one more question from Mahindra.
Yes.
How to achieve the goal which I have decided before the inception of my service if I am busy with my profession?
Can you please repeat, Dipti? I have not got the question.
How to achieve the goal which I have decided before the inception of my service if I am busy with my profession?
Okay, so it depends on actually how strong your why is. Why do you want to achieve that goal? If the reasons are very strong, you will achieve that goal no matter what is the circumstances. Suppose you don't have time, you will even get up earlier, 5 o'clock. If you get up 7 o'clock, you'll get up 5 o'clock and you will do your do it in the first thing in the morning. So it depends on how strong your why is. Why do you want to do that? So that is very important. So get your why clear in your mind. That's my recommendation. I hope that is clear. If it's clear, just mention clear, or have I answered?
Sure. Moving on to the next question. I think we have not taken this question, but from Baswaraj.
Okay.
When it is a critical condition, how to think negative to positive? Like keeping yourself positive at the situation which is not so happy or.
Okay. See, I rather than negative going into this negative positive, why don't we become more realistic in our thinking? What is realistic thinking is the way the situation is. So positive, negative are two extreme views of a matter. So why don't we focus on the realistic view of every situation? I think that is a much better. You see the realistic, see the positive, see the negative, and also focus on the realistic side. That is my recommendation. And then of course you can get a complete picture. That is what I also told during the webinar. So you get a complete picture, then you can see things clearly. Otherwise, if you see only the negative side and only the positive side, you cannot get a clear picture of anything. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. I don't know if you know about a jigsaw puzzle. If you get all the parts of the puzzle, then only you can see that picture on the jigsaw puzzle. If you don't get, then you can't see what that image is all about. So you need to get the entire picture before coming to conclusions.
Sure, Leroy.
Yeah.
Leroy, due to time constraint, we will take two more questions.
Okay.
So one is from Rudrama. Sir, how can we react to the person who always gives purposely negative comments in my professional and profession? And this leads him, like he gets worried about the negativity comes on and the negative comments.
Okay, so now you need to actually for that you need to find out why are you getting those negative comments. Are those comments true? That is the first question you need to ask yourself. Is the feedback coming realistic rather than negative, and you are taking it as a negative? feedback. That is the main thing. Why that feedback is coming? Who is giving that feedback? If your boss is giving the feedback, then you need to find out it's something serious, because the boss will not just keep on giving negative feedback. He must be having data for that. So what I would suggest is, in this case, is try to find out from whom it is coming. Like, for example, there are people who are really concerned about you, and they will give you a lot of negative feedback, but they love you, they want you to succeed. Like your parents, they give you a lot of negative feedback, okay? Or sometimes spouses give you a lot of negative feedback. So the best thing is to take the feedback. What is there to take the feedback? And this is answer I had given somebody else also. Now, if the many people are giving the feedback, your home is giving the feedback, office is giving feedback, the same feedback, then also your friends outside, your neighbors are giving feedback, 3 4 5 different sources you're getting that feedback, then you need to take it very seriously, because 4 5 groups of people will not give you wrong feedback. So it's already, it's building up, that feedback is building up. So you need to keep your mind and eyes open to that, ears open to that feedback, so that you can improve as a person. You can make changes, you can convert that negative feedback into a positive feedback. But if the feedback is coming maybe from one person, and that person hates you, then just note down that feedback and keep it in your book. That's it. This is the feedback I received from that person. And maybe other people have given you all positive feedback. Consider the positive feedback, ignore the feedback here. That's my recommendation.
Thank you, Leroy. A last question from Uma Shankar. So I set my goals to sort out my problem with one by one, but due to COVID situation, suddenly condition is worst. So my question is, how can I handle this situation to reach our goal?
So you see, when you have a goal, there is something called if and then strategy. I'm not covered during the presentation, but I'm covering it here. Say, for example, your goal is to go exercise, to walk out in the every morning. And say, for example, there's a lockdown. Now what you do? If there is a lockdown, then you will do exercise at home. So you need to have this if then. So it's basically like having a backup plan. If one thing is not working, you go to the second thing. Second thing is not working, you go to the third. That's why that what's next is very important. What is the next move you have to make? See, a chess player has to make so many moves to win the game. So our life should be like that. We need to have all the moves ready. This is not working, then go for the next move. That is not working, then go for the third move. So you need to brainstorm a lot of ideas in order to overcome that situation. So that's my recommendation.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Leroy. So as we have reached to the end of the webinar, I would like to inform you all that this session has been recorded and it will be available on Urban Pro YouTube channel in case you want to access to the recording one more time. So to connect with our speaker, book a free demo by clicking on the link. We have shared the link in the chat box. You can book a demo with Mr. Leroy. I hope you all found the link there. So also, to get regular updates on interactive live webinar and informative lesson videos, do subscribe to our Urban Pro channel. Not just that, we'll be live on every Tuesday, 6 p.m. with our experts. So before we take a leave, I would like to thank our speaker, Mr. Leroy, for investing his valuable time here. Thank you so much, Mr. Leroy.
Yeah, thank you all Urban Pro team and all those who devoted their time for this session today. I'm very much honored and privileged. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And thanks to all our attendees, audience, for being a wonderful audience here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
See you.
Bye. Stay tuned,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.